Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out TinyTopia. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about $10. I grabbed it for 80% off during Steam's spring sale, so if you act quickly enough, you can buy the game for about $2 if you like what you see here. TinyTopia is half puzzle game, half city builder, and a very casual one at that. A lot of it, though, is stacking buildings and trying to create combinations by putting certain buildings together or on top of each other so that they grow in tier. And when they grow in tier, they just become better at what they're doing. So, like I said, part puzzle, part city builder. The game is broken up over a series of levels that task you with different things, and you just have to complete them. There's a lot of content here, so there's no problem with that. $2, I got my money's worth, trust me. Settings menu real quick. Just go ahead and pause the video if you want to see this in greater detail. You can also change the instructor on the bottom right hand corner just by toggling as you see fit. But yeah, you can also reset your game progress if you so choose to. There's plenty here. I'm not going to reset anything. Play. All right, let's go ahead and just show you what it's like. Okay, so there is a sandbox off to the left. Should you just want to mess with that, that's really cool. So if I click on that, just play it the way I want. No goals. Have at it. It would have been cool if there was some kind of like map editor in addition to that. Maybe there is, and I just haven't seen it yet. But so it goes. Instead, you can play tutorial levels, you can play, ever-increasing difficult levels. Like, right now I'm on the Tower of Booktopia, having completed Fledging Fields just recently. Most cases, these levels have secondary objectives that you can also try and shoot for. But as you can see, there is a lot to do here. If I click on Game Progress in the upper right-hand corner, you can see, like, I still have a lot to do. And you're like, well, Vince, why are you reviewing this game when you only completed, like, one level? Well, trust me, I've seen everything that there is to see at this point. And I'll show you that right now. If you click on Blueprints, I hate this view. I really do. Luckily, there is on the bottom right this top-down view that you can switch to. As I mentioned, by putting certain buildings together, physically, either side by side or on top of each other, you grow them in tier. So for example, the classy apartment can grow into a tier 5 if you do it that way, but you have to put them down again in a certain arrangement. Same thing here, apartment and monoblock. So yeah, I've only played one level, but you can kind of see everything that there is to see here. And as you can see, there's a lot of buildings to play. I have not obviously unlocked all of these yet. I'm just saying you can see everything in the game from this blueprint screen. Now, what I don't like is that whenever you are in-game and you're building your city and you want to see this, there's a loading screen involved. It's not like it's a separate pop-up and you can quickly reference it and jump back to your city. No, you have to wait like 5-10 seconds for it to load the blueprint, and then when you're done, you load the city again 5-10 seconds. It's just the seamlessness of that information could have been better in my opinion. There's also a gallery, screenshots and the like if you want to mess around with that. I'm going to go ahead and just show you the Tower of Booktopia. I haven't tried it yet. It says build to the goal height, build a tier 4 apartment, and reach 250 citizens with 40% happiness. So I'll just hit play. So yeah, not all the time will you be needing to build everything. Oh, that's a kind of cool looking place. Okay. Reach this height. Interesting. All right. Stacking, stacking, and stacking. Oh, lovely. Here's a quick tip. Yep. So on the bottom left-hand corner is an auto snap tool. So that way there is a physics thing going on here. So if you put a building on top of another building and it's not 100% like on, it may teeter off and break and destroy itself. Luckily, that snap tool on the bottom left will help with that. You can also move existing buildings that you've put down that you don't like. I'm going to go ahead and skip the dialogue there. On the very bottom middle, roads and structures, residential. So you can build roads if you see fit, although this might be a bad level to do this because I really would have liked to have shown you. This is not the ideal. Let's go back to the main menu actually, and we'll do this later. Let's go to the sandbox because why not? I'll hit play on that. Now, I don't know what my limitations will be. I've never tried the sandbox. Okay, so it looks like we start with a road. This is more attuned to what I'm used to. Again, certain scenarios may task you with doing weird things like I just showed you, but this is what I like to do. So I'm just going to skip this. And, all right, so here's a quick look at the UI. I wish it were a tad better than what it is. Like, for example, there normally is a finances thing up here, and when you pull it down, it's very basic. It doesn't tell you a whole lot. I'm just going to start throwing some stuff down and show you about the whole adjacency and building things. Like, here's a house. I'm going to put that house down. Now, if I click on this house, you'll see a little red outline going, well, it wants to upgrade, but it's blocked by this road. But if I put another house behind it, it should, in theory, just auto-form. Now, here's what I'm talking about. It's possible, and sometimes this camera angle isn't ideal, but let's say I put this building on top here. It'll just teeter off of it, which is bad. So you kind of have to either use that auto snap tool or just kind of eyeball it as best you can. Oh, the house is on fire. That's lovely. Let's focus on a different area. Let's come over here instead. There's nothing. Yeah, it's fine. So now you can see that it is a tier 2 house. I'm gonna get some energy going. Maybe a wind turbine, because why not? The red is bad. You want to keep people out of the red. I'm just going to put that over there for right now. That way people have power. Now, the little suitcase icon means that people want jobs. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the jobs area. As you can see, there's offices, libraries, casinos, surf shops, factories. But if I click on this store, I can hit R to rotate and put that down like so. And if I hover over the building, there it goes. It wants another one near it on the same level. So I'm going to just do that. And they should auto-combine. There we go. Now people have jobs. Now if I click on it, it'll say Tier 2 store. Energy need 30, happiness 0%, maintenance 0, fire chance 50%. And these are the different things it wants. Firefighters, police coverage. And all of that can be bought via these other things like emergency services. There's a police station. That poor house over there. I'm just letting it burn. It's fine. So if I put a police station nearby, you know, that'll bring happiness back up to where it needs to be. I can put more emergency services down. There's a hospital as another example. I'll just throw that maybe right there. Now happiness is at 60%. That fire is going to bother me. There's turrets. Yes, there's turrets. There are monsters in the city, and you can also enable disasters like meteors, tornadoes, baboom, earthquake, monster. So if you've played old school Sim City, you'll be very familiar with the whole disaster menu. Although there are special buildings as well. These special buildings usually come up in the campaign/scenarios as things that you need to build to complete them. But, alright, that fire is just... I feel so bad. Fire station. Let's get a fire station built nearby, maybe. I don't know. Here. And fire truck available. We'll just, yeah, can I put that there? Right on top of the fire. That's exactly how it's done in real life, right? Okay, well, there you go. Yes, you can build more roads. No problem there. Foundation, scaffolding, road ramps. So let's just do something like... Yeah, just branch that out. It's very, it's not as pretty as, say, City Skylines. It's a lot more casual. That being said, it's still fun. You just have to get over the fact that, again, a lot of this is adjacency and puzzly rather than free-form building. Like, I can't put all my residentials over here and all my industrial zones over here like I would in, say, SimCity or City Skylines. Adjacency is a thing. You need to make sure that people are in range for the work. Like, here's the Tier 2 store. I need to make sure that people are in range of that. Let's go ahead and upgrade it. It wants something on top of that. So we'll click on Jobs, and we'll click on Store. I think it's Store. And Auto Snap On, just so I don't accidentally... There it goes. 2 Tier 1s together, 2 Tier 2s together, and off it goes. Now it wants the same thing next to it. And again, if you go to the Blueprints menu, you'll see sort of like how high you can actually make something. But there it goes. Blueprint discovered. All right. All right, so that's the gist of this. Another thing I don't like is that the information views are very basic, and I wish it had more information. Like, for example, these taxes collected. Why are these buildings red for? Are they draining money? Is that it? Or maybe they don't collect taxes? Usually there's some kind of information key to go along with stuff like this. Like, green is good, red is bad. But there's no key. So why are things darker red, some are white? It doesn't make any sense to me. Area quality, there's general happiness, population density, employment. Again, blue. Where's the key for this? What does blue mean? I could click on it and make a guesstimate. Work available 110 out of 120. That tells, I think blue in that case means jobs can still be had at this location. That's what I'm going with. But it's just so weird that you have this information graph chart overlay and not have a key to go with it to tell people what it means. It's just, that kind of information is important in my opinion. But long story short, despite the lack of UI user-friendliness, despite other, this game does feel a bit mobile-y in some cases, but the fact that there's, all these different blueprints, and the fact that, look at all this stuff that you can build and mess around with. For $2, I feel like I got my money's worth out of it. And I didn't show you earlier the amount of levels that are in the game. And of course, there's the sandbox that you can mess around with too. So yeah, the playtime is going to be there for the cost of it. My only complaint is I feel like it doesn't do certain things well enough up to the standard of a typical city builder. That being said, $2, at least while it's on sale right now. So go check it out if you like what you see. Before we go, let's go ahead and maybe summon a monster, because why not? Maybe I should have put down some turrets just for fun. There we go. I don't know if that's... A fire blazes through... Oh, here it comes. Because that's... Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Completely fine. Let's see if this lone turret here... Police camera. I have police coverage. There it goes. Is it actually doing anything? I can't tell. It doesn't look like it's having a whole lot of effect, to tell you the truth. I mean, it looks like he's actually on fire, but... Oh, there it goes. We killed it. He didn't move this building. Again, you can pick up and move things as well, which is kind of cool. So if you accidentally place something or something gets jostled, you could totally do that. But there you go, folks. That was TinyTopia. I've got some minor gripes with the game, but for the value, it's not bad. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.